look, this decade's gonna be the past like couple years because ain't nobody remembering what the hell happened in 2010. Some of my favorite things that came out this past decade was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I love that video game, as well as the entire catalog of BTS behind the scene. They had really good messages about loving yourself and being confident in what you do, and that's what we're about at Swerve City.
What is BTS?
BTS is a K-pop group.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And they spoke actually at the UN this past year. Another one of my favorite things, I guess that came out this year. Sour Patch, the strawberries, that new flavor. It's one of my favorite things that came out this year.
Or this past decade.
This past decade, yeah, this past decade. That was a pretty good candy, man. That's about it. I mean, I like the new Tomb Raiders. Not including our own projects. I mean, if that's the case, I love Broke Boys. I love Body Art. I love Swerve City. I love the Swerve City podcast. I love Swerve City. I love Swerve Talk. Look, I love Montezi. I love everything Montezi. Go stream that catalog. I love everything about these past couple years. It's been just a joy to get through. Couple years, best decade, couple years, same thing. Shoot.
Who yelling at, sis?
Him.
Okay.
I tell you what's not my favorite thing this past decade. Size. He keep the boosters boosting. I'm out, you know.
So the best things from this decade, for me, I would say, is as much as I don't like it that much. I don't like getting on it as much as I used to. I feel like Instagram was the greatest thing that kind of happened to entrepreneurs, just because it gives people a platform to kind of promote their brand, put out there what they want people to see, and kind of brand themselves and be taken seriously as business men and women. So I feel like Instagram has created a lot of jobs for people. It's made a lot of money for people, and it's just an overall good thing, I feel like. But too much of it can stress you out. But I think I think no, Twitter is the worst. But
it's from the decade before, though, right?
Yeah. I think Twitter was around for a little bit.
It started around like 2005.
Yeah.
What?
I got an account with no
so.
weight, bro. I still got that same account.
Yeah, but Instagram is good. What about you?
Instagram's your favorite thing of the decade.
Technically, people aren't things.
Yeah.
Things are people.
So like when we got married, when your kids were born.
Come on now. That doesn't count. I'm talking about overall that happened for the world.
Brixton.
That's also the easy answers.
Yeah,
I hate the easy answers.
My favorite thing is Netflix.
Boom.
Because
Shout out.
I'm a little older than this guy, and I remember when you had to wait so long for everything, for like a movie to come to the theaters, and then the wait from the theater to the DVD was a year.
Yeah.
And like
I forgot about the movie by that time.
Yeah, it was like a year and like $30. It was crazy.
Instagram and Netflix.
Isn't that sad that that's what we came up with?
We're show people.
Yeah.
What about music-wise?
Music. Oh man.
Last decade. What's the best music inspirations that came the past decade?
I heard Tyra talking about this earlier, but I really think that Lady Gaga is that's crazy.
She blew up.
Yeah.
She blew up.
I went to see her in London, and it was like the most incredible thing. And like her, just like she writes all her songs, her like piano playing, like it's just as a show. Right. Yes. Yeah.
Well, Drake has done wonders for my mind.
For your mind.
Yeah. He's put me in a good mood this decade. So
he put you in moods, period.
Yeah, he's just the overall mood creator. So I think Drake Drake for me.
So
He's
Lady
consistent.
Gaga and Drake can
Yeah.
get on a record together.
Oh my gosh.
And then we'll be
That would be
happy.
crazy.
Yeah.
Talk about it. You'll be inspired to get on the record with you. I know that.
Yeah.
All right, so for the past decade, my favorite things that came in 2010, 2020. I'm gonna go with like music-wise. For me, Tyler Creator, because I literally watched him from 2010 to 2020, and everybody wrote him off early on. Like 2012, everybody's like, "No, he's not it. He's not it." And I was like, "No, this dude's gonna be something. This dude's gonna be something." And now seeing where he's at now, like one of the best recording artists in the world, man, like that's my favorite like decade because I watched the whole thing from start to finish. I wish I watched this guy from the beginning and he didn't turn out well in 2020 for the whole decade. Big Sean. I was a huge Big Sean fan. I was saying he was going to be the big one, but as he just progressed, it just went downhill from there. I'm like, yeah.
I never asked you, did you like Dark Sky Paradise?
I did like aspects of it. That was one of the better later projects from him.
Mm-hmm.
What was the one? He had another one. Oh, man. There was like some songs on it, but yeah, anyway. Movie-wise, Django, for one, was dope. Django was crazy for this decade. Crazy. Gave you everything you wanted. Probably the best comeback for a hero in a movie I've seen in a long time since Kill Bill. The Dark Twisted Fantasy album. Oh no, it wasn't that. It was the Good Music Project. That the culmination one with Mercy.
Okay.
Well, Mercy is where I got Swerve from. So without that song,
Oh, really?
I wouldn't be using it in WWE.
Swerve.
Yep.
Swerve.
So Big Sean was my guy at the time.
Oh, nice, okay.
Video game wise, man, any Metal Gears, like all the Metal Gears for me. But 2K, year after year, I watched that progression too. And Lord have mercy. Oh, I popped many blood vessels with playing that game. I've thrown many controllers because of that game. I saw the progression and then I saw the decline. Yeah, but
What is the best 2K game? What is the best year?
everybody says 11. That's the one with Jordan on the cover.
Yeah.
That's like the unanimous best one.
Yeah.
15 was also good. No,
One with Durant. on the
yeah,
cover?
yep.
that
Durant
was
one.
fire.
That one was
fire.
incredible. That's what started my careers.
That's what started the downtrend for me personally.
But that was still like with my careers and the interacting and stuff. That was like incredible. That started and it was like kept you hooked and wanted to play it all throughout the year. This one after 2
That
months
was
I'm
when
done.
it like definitely soared up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then 17 it
You
just
want to be able to make
boom.
3-pointers? $40.
That paywall came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't have little Timmy on the court schooling me because I ain't paid that $20
Lord,
to get a shooting ability.
And I swear to God, every time you lose with 2K, it be one of them young kids, yo.
It
They
is.
have nothing to do besides that.
you go to
Yo, and then they ain't even using their money to get better. They're using daddy's money. I'm
Daddy's
over here
money.
like, oh, that check come. I'm gonna get that dribble ISO animation number 18 is coming, but you gotta pay for it.
That's how it is on Call of Duty. It's like the people that are like 185 ranks are like 12-year-olds. They just sit around and
You got bills, B. Like,
What's a bad music though? Like,
some
or even a bad movie. What's a bad movie? I say it every episode. I'm gonna say it again. Anything with Will Smith on
God
it.
damn.
Boom.
Oh.
no, but he recently said though in an interview like yesterday, half his movies was bad. He said it himself.
What are some of my favorite things of the past decade? Say first, Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, Mad City album. I love that album. That is my crank. Been a fan of him since K-Dot back in the day with the Gumby cut, box cut. That is my guy. First got put on to him with Rigor Mortis was my first song I ever heard from Kendrick. And to be able to, hear that project, hear that album,
Is that okay though?
you know what I'm saying? That was dope. What's another thing? Watching the ascension of hip hop and watching how it's changed was also one of my favorite things from the decade. Not necessarily saying I liked a lot of the artists, but just from the nerd business sense, liking how people have become more independent. And 2010 to 2019, you saw a lot of independent artists get their opportunities, build their own brands, and be able to, accentuate that. Favorite games, anything Assassin's Creed, I love it. Anything Assassin's Creed. I have not gotten into Odyssey yet. I know Swole talked about that, but I have not gotten
Odyssey's the hardest one for me to get into right now.
Word?
It's hard, like because Origins was so good and in-depth
I
story.
love Origins, bro.
Origins was incredible.
Yeah. I also like the resurgence of throwbacks of like the The throwback times are coming back. Like 2 weeks ago, I took my son to the gaming store. These past 10 years, there's been like a lot of resurgence of old school classic retro games coming back. So I got my son to play Super
retro,
Nintendo, Nintendo 64. We were sitting there for hours, just me and him sitting next to each other playing old games and stuff like that. So I love that, the resurgence as well. TV shows, I've been into Power. That's my thing.
Power's dope.
Power's my thing. I do not like this last season. They drawing it out. Just find out who shot goals and let's just get to the point. But they dragging it out, bro. You got like the sister's cousin brother getting the episode, seeing what he was doing to see if he shot goals. Let's just get to the point, bro. Swerve actually showed me this new cartoon I'm gonna watch. What's the name of that cartoon?
Big Mouth.
Big Mouth.
Yeah.
So
I
I
got introduced to that late too, so we're both late to the party.
So checking that out as well. Definitely want to get into that this past decade. Definitely seeing that has been dope. This past decade, the one thing I don't like, I will say, is in reverse to the business part of it. A lot of these artists are just, oh my god. I don't get much inspiration anymore unless it's from my brothers here and sister. And musically, I just want us to do kind of better. 2019, I feel like in 2010, 11, 12, you had the Kanyes, the Jay-Z's, the Watch the Thrones. You had a lot of great projects, and then tailing towards the end of this year, end of this decade, it's been kind of, who's this person this week, who's that person that week, and it hasn't really been. Yeah.
There's no consistency, like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's been hard to inspire. That's why I'm glad I've been with my bro here. Swerve making music has brought life into me. Size knowing of my music for the past almost 10 years. So to see how these things have come together, definitely happy about that. So that is my favorite things and also things I didn't dislike about this decade.
Oh, some of the things that I liked about this last decade. Would it be a cop-out to say anything NF ever released in the last 10?
Nah, bro, I'll go to that show with you. I said I would.
Hey,
I'll do it.
There's proof on camera. TZ said.
I'll check it out.
TZ said he's gonna roll to an NF show, but
I don't want to cry that day, so I won't. I will not be attending.
Hold on. Nah, man. See, I don't want to start any trouble in the new decade. Okay.
2020, New Year, New Decade, New Year.
Right. It was said earlier, but Netflix was major. But I'm gonna flip it because while I loved it, that's probably like the worst thing that has happened because it is fed into us being even more impatient because you have everything at your disposal.
It's hard for me to watch like episodic TV week by week now.
Right.
I can't wait anymore.
See, and that's the thing. Like it used to be appointment viewing every Tuesday night or whenever. Okay, you get to sit down and watch the show. Well, now I mean, look, like one of my favorite shows of the decade was House of Cards, and I'm like, okay, I can sit down and watch the entire series in. I mean, it's 6 seasons, but I mean, like I could binge watch the entire series in like 2 days. I haven't done it, but I could, right?
You would if you did it.
What's that?
Battery.
Like if I want to sit down and procrastinate, then I have every reason to do so. Just turn on Netflix, turn on Hulu. Now that might be like just my own work on myself, but just the idea that everything is at your disposal. It's awesome, but it also sucks. What's up? That's my favorite story of the decade. It's easy telling.
It's easy to the haircut, the shave.
The scariest story of the decade.
I've never seen Mike this happy in my life. Alright, so nobody really talks about this movie anymore, but my favorite movie of the decade, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Hey.
Love that movie. That is my favorite movie of the decade, hands down. That is Leo's best performance I've seen him in.
No, it is.
No.
It is.
Right? Yeah. I mean, incredible. I mean,
he won for The Revenant, but they just gave it to him because
it was too long.
Yeah.
Right.
Too long.
So,
But man, yeah.
Okay, so what? Best things to happen in the last decade?
Oh, what's your favorite things from the last decade?
My favorite things to happen in the last decade. Well, clearly, meeting Taya.
Aw.
Come on. I had to go with that one. Thank you. I had to go with that one. Do little protein snacks. They're like little pieces of cookie dough. They taste delicious.
I was
Like-
gonna guess that. It sounds
Yeah,
like
Flex
a-
Bites are
Eats
delicious.
bags of these. If I'm on the road, like with this last few months when I've been like traveling every single week and he's at home, then I just find empty bags.
Yeah,
of
she catches
Flex
me.
Bites.
She's like, you haven't been eating any real food. You've just been eating Flex Bites this whole time.
Flex
looks
Bites
like- and
and
it
like
looks like
energy
that.
drinks. Yeah, tell me about
You
it.
disgust me.
Well, I go to the gym too. It's not just a Flex Bite. That's
Oh,
it.
let's add some
thing.
Halo Top in there.
Protein ice cream, Halo Top. That's from this past decade. You guys had Halo Top, haven't
Yeah,
you?
these things exist. Like,
Halo Top?
Yeah, no.
I mean, you're just
Guys?
naming food.
Halo Top?
I've heard of it.
And he looks like
had
I've
Halo
heard of
Top protein
It's
ice cream.
Protein ice cream?
heard of it, yeah.
Yo, hold on.
Oh my god! I mean, peanut butter Halo Top is. I can't believe you guys have been living without peanut butter Halo Top.
Bro, you telling me?
I can't believe I've been living without peanut butter and Johnny.
Yeah,
Hey.
son. Oh.
maybe Halo Top comes out with a new flavor called Peanut Butter and Johnny.
Talk about it.
If you don't get sponsored by Reese's, something is wrong.
Clothes
Okay.
for small dogs.
Clothes for small dogs.
That's like a thing from this past decade. That's cool.
That's not a 2000. That's like a.
That's been around forever.
Yeah,
You've
been
just
around
become
for a
aware of
That's like
it.
early 2000s.
How about a D dog? Like the thing that Brixton's wearing.
Preston
Look at
has
that.
one. But
Bow! Hey,
Was that around past? That's a this decade thing.
a D-Dogs. That's new to me.
Yep, a
Okay.
D dog. Yeah.
This man has not said a movie, a song.
I'm thankful for the fact that we can have access to a lot of creative content whenever we want, especially for people like us that travel a lot, because you can get your music you want everywhere you go. You can watch stuff you want everywhere you go, and there's never, you know.
When I started on the road, I
No
used
access to
to
that.
buy like those box sets of DVDs.
Yeah, you told me you had like the
and a
little
little
DVD
portable
player.
DVD player. So that means your travel bag's got like your box set of Lost and a portable DVD player, but then sometimes like 2 battery packs because the DVD player's batteries don't last that long. So now we just have a laptop that's much better. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm thankful for think my favorite parts of the decade are just like pretty corny. That's why.
I'm thankful for being able to shoot slow-mo on your iPhone.
That changed your life.
It's a game changer.
He's always like, "Can you shoot me
I'm
doing
a
this
sucker
flip?
for slow-mo.
Can you shoot me doing this flip in slow mo?" I'm like,
So Dave Chappelle's kid. Slow motion.
Slow motion. Well, not just flips, like also kicks and hair whips.
when you're practicing stuff, I mean, it's a better way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Studying your movement.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Studying movement in slow-mo.
Yeah, I don't know. The greatest things, my work has allowed me to do a lot of fun things that I never thought I would be able to do. So
You got to meet me.
this
Ooh.
is true.
I'm almost jealous of her. Because I've known me for a long time, but she's just known me for this decade. Man. Hey, that's got to be pretty damn good.
This is the part where we cut.
Guys, I want to talk about me more. We're just that's it? Oh, no. Okay.